So some practical implications can be done by observing all the studies. Number one, it is important to perhaps to consider to include some type of match simulation as a part of a screening in football players. It's not necessarily have to be a full match simulations. However, any protocol that induce some sort of fatigue may definitely give a better representative of what been experienced to the specific loading of the knees. In addition, training intervention specifically looking at reducing the risk, the biomechanical risk factors, suggests that a plyometric training with resistant exercise and feedback component are likely to reduce the risk of more knee extended during landing. In addition, training intervention related to reduction in muscular strength related risk factors also has suggested that training hamstring eccentrically during the later part of training or during the fatigue stage with long legs are likely to contribute a better adaptation to reduce the risk of injuries. So where do we go from here? Future studies should expand the ecological validity of the match protocol, perhaps adding it ball soccer specific, heading, jumping, kicking would likely to give more representative of an actual match play. Secondly, a comprehensive evaluation should be performed utilizing a more biomechanical markers. We look at changes in the hip, a selected hip and knee biomechanical markers. Perhaps looking at the upper body, trunk, and also the ankle might give a further information on how this movement might relate to injuries. A comprehensive statistical approach, such as using the statistical parametric mapping, which is currently developed in our lab, also would likely to give more information. And lastly, a top angle profiles using the using the muscle strength measurement would also give a better indicator of how muscles are likely to perform, especially during lesser angle degree angles, which can also be an important indicator of ACL injury risk. We also should observe relevant populations, various relevant populations. We can start off with kids, elderlies like many 40-year-old. We can look at children, and we can also look at elite athletes. And we also can test interventions that may help to offset the negative effect of match play. Currently, there's a lot of intervention has been used to prevent injuries. However, whether this intervention has been shown to be effective, to be tested biomechanically and neuromuscularly remain unknown. So another future project is perhaps to come back to Liverpool again after I finish, make sure that my daughter start to learn football, speak a little bit of Scouse, and perhaps can represent Malaysia in the next World Cup in 2023 for Malaysia, hopefully. And before I finish, I would like to have some acknowledgement. So first of all, I would like to thank Dr. Yos, the boss. This is what my daughter called him. So for the endless support and also for the help to ensure that I can finish my PhD. Also, I would like to thank Dr. Mark Robinson as my second supervisor to give me a lot of feedbacks and also a lot of work sometimes, and which helped me to finish within the time period. I would also like to say thank you to Professor Dr. Barry Dras, who has helped tremendously in setting up this project to ensure that I can finish it well. Not forgettingly, I also would like to thank Dr. Ian and Dr. Malcolm for helping up in setting up this lab to be technically sound so that I can collect quality data here in this lab. I also would like to thank Dr. Gabor and Dr. Maklik for also giving me some inputs during my previous presentation here in the knee loading group. Not forgetting Dr. Kostis, who has been my Enfield transfer examiner, has given me some great inputs on how I should carry forward my study. I would like also to thank my examiner, Professor Bill, and also Dr. Tom O'Brien, as well as Professor Keith George, to chair the sessions. Thank you so much. And not forgetting the biomechanic postgraduate students within the lab, especially Sean the Man, and also all the other postgraduate students. And not forget my sponsors, UiTM Shalom, the Faculty of Sports Science and Recreation, as well as the Ministry of Education Malaysia, for giving me the funding to come here and do my PhD. And last but not least, to my beautiful wife, my only wife, Aslinda, and also my daughter, and not only for their supports and encouragement, but also for their love, tender, and care. And I also like to thank my wife for giving me a new baby, which made in Liverpool but born in Malaysia. So thank you very much.